What's up, folks? Something is going on today that has not happened in a long time. It is raining. Check this out. Liquid gold. Man, there's a drought around here. And not only has it not rained in a while, I haven't been fishing in a while. I've been working on my house and it's just been non-stop. So today I took a little break this afternoon. Not the best conditions, but I decided to run over here to the lake for a few hours and see if I remember how to catch a bass. We're gonna keep it simple. We're gonna try to cover some water. We got a lot of wind today. The air temps are 66 degrees. It's cold. I got actually flip-flops on. I'm worried about my feet getting cold, but I'm gonna have to put a rain suit on. So footage is gonna be limited, probably be a back camera, and we're gonna cover some water. I'm gonna throw probably a spinnerbait, swim jig, and a top water. So I'm gonna get geared up. We'll see you out there. There we go. Caught us one on the old spinnerbait. Covering a little water. Constant wind. Wind is your friend. Let's say it again. Wind is your friend. Spinnerbait fish. Having fun, man. Having fun. There he is. There he is. Feels like good fish, guys. Ooh, yeah. Fish got some shoulders. Yeah, fish got some shoulders. That's a good fish. That's a good one. Come here, Buster. Come here, Buster. Gotcha. Look at that. Spinnerbait in the grill, man. This is fun. We're going old school, man. We're just kind of taking advantage of this day. We haven't had a stormy day in a long time. And, you know, I'm just following the wind, planning on these fish being up shallow, and so far it's working off. Just throwing little 3/8 ounce War Eagle spinnerbait. Blue back herring, I believe, 15-pound test. And I'm throwing it on this little 6'10" Virtus Jewel Cura. It's a spinnerbait finesse jig rod, and very sensitive little rod, and you can cast in tight places. But that's a pretty nice fish, man. Solid fish. One thing about this rod, you get them on there, they ain't coming off. It's got the right kind of action to it, and just a 7-to-1 gear ratio. Lose real fun. Another one. Oh. Man, they are on the spinnerbait, guys. They are on the spinnerbait. Out off the bank just a little bit. Come here. All right. Come here. we go. I think we figured something out, folks. I think we figured something out. Something you don't get to fish a whole lot. I mean, in the summertime, because the fish should typically move out a little bit deeper, but today we got the conditions. You know, we've got wind, it's been raining all day, overcast conditions, it's just low light. That sucker right there is getting it done, man. That sucker is getting it done. So is this little rod here. First time I've really been throwing this thing around with the spinnerbait and digging it. It's sensitive and it loads up. It's soft. You yank them, get the hook in them, and it does the rest. There he is. Little guy. It's all right. You ain't have to mess with that guy. Saw that sucker chasing it. I saw a little flash. You don't even know he's hooked yet. Saw a little flash. And I reeled it faster, and I thought I saw a flash again. And all of a sudden, that sucker just came out of nowhere and smashed it. That was really cool. He's barely hooked though. Gotcha. That was cool, man. That was like a sight fishing deal. I saw a little flash and another little flash, and finally caught up with it. Man, they're aggressive. They are aggressive. You don't get days like this very often in the summertime. And when you do, man, put that jig away, put that worm away, and man, cover some water. This is fun. This is one of my favorite ways to catch them. I gotta retie. Sucker boogered up my line. It's fun, man. The old spinnerbait. They don't see it a whole lot in the summertime. I mean, around here they don't. Not as much as they see the other stuff. All right, water temp is 78 degrees. So it's been in like the low 80s. So this rain has definitely cooled the water down. And one thing I'm noticing, I'm catching some fish shallow, but I'm also catching some fish out deeper. Some of the bigger fish that I've caught have been out a little bit deeper. And here's what we're looking at on the live scope. So you can see this grass, like, okay, so here's the bank right here, right? There's some like willow grass right here. And then there's some just clumps, like these little weed clumps here and there. These little patches of weeds. I'm reeling through these weeds around them and stuff, but I'm also kind of keying on this type of stuff right here. If you can see this grass line right here, you know, like in 8 to 10 foot, I'm also throwing down that 10 to 8 foot zone, 8 to 10 foot zone like that right here. And there's some fish sitting right here. They're gonna be sitting down in this grass. You can come over the top of that, but as you get to the edge of it, there's fish coming up right there. They're small fish. You just kind of slow roll your spinnerbait down there. Just kind of slow it down when you feel like you're getting close to the edge of it. And you know, cool thing about spinnerbait fishing is you don't need this fancy electronics. You know, if you're in an area and you know how to read the bank, that's all you got to do, man. It's old school, and this is one of my favorite ways to fish is with a spinnerbait. Let's see if we can catch a few more before we run out of daylight. Me one, smash me one. That fish got it. Ooh, it's hot. Little guy, get up here. He's fat and hungry. We'll take him. That was fun. Just jumped off another one right here. There he is. Ooh, pretty good fish. Oh, freaking another good fish, boy. They are definitely chomping the spinnerbait. Yeah, look at her ass. Look at her ass. Oh yeah, that's what we came for. That's a good one here. Okay, all right. Well, that spankety tankety jackety mappity wapagata song. Look at that. It's a stud. That's a pig. Woo! Ooh, he's got a shad in his throat too. I don't know if you can see that. there's a shad in that Mamba Jamma's throat. Big old shad. So, wow, that's fun. Hey man, ain't nothing wrong with that. Little spinnerbait fish, man. Let's let her go. That's a beauty. That's a solid fish. Solid fish. Yeah, good stuff. Just threading this thing through the grass. I mean, it's so important to add little short twitches just now and then like this. Just makes those blades flash and makes that skirt flare. Can make a huge difference. Just feeling that grass, and as soon as I feel that grass, I'm just kind of popping it up. I'm trying to just basically get it right out of sight. You know, this water visibility is about 5 foot, 4 foot, so it's kind of where I'm getting it down there at about 4 to 5 foot. It's right where you kind of see the spinnerbait disappear. And then, you know, you're just feeling for tops of those grass. Ooh, I just had one come up and swirl on that. Right when it hit the water, one came up and swirl on that. Oh, that's a good fish. Yes, sir. That's another good one. Another good fish on these spinnerbait. Oh yeah, it's a freaking giant. What? They on the spinnerbait, guys. I mean, they're on the spinnerbait. Yes, yes. This is fun. They absolutely clobbering this thing. Here we go, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that fish. Good stuff, man. My hands are cramping up. A couple real important things with spinnerbait fishing that I found over the years. One, willow leaf blades. I really like willow leaf blades anytime the water's warm and clear. Seems to make a difference. And I like a silver and I like a gold. I mean, I'm always gonna have a silver or gold. That's just what I found. I mean, leave it in the comment sections. Am I wrong? You guys throw double gold or double silver? Maybe I'm missing out on something, but it seems to me like this flash combination is perfect for spinnerbait. In clear water, I want something like this. This thing's been chewed up. Caught a lot of fish on this. I'm not even sure what this color is called. I want to say it's like blueback herring, but they make like a mouse. They make a sexy clear shad, but something that's kind of translucent. See how it's got that kind of translucent, kind of milky looking skirt? Seems to me like that's the way to go. If you're in dirtier water, say 3 foot of visibility or less, white and chartreuse is a really good color, or straight white. But typically something that's a little bit more see-through, translucent. It's gonna, I mean, I gotta change skirts. I don't know, sometimes you just keep throwing that sucker. And another thing that's super important is when you're reeling that spinnerbait, give it some rod twitches, give it a little bit of English. That makes it rock back and forth. It'll kind of rock like this. It also makes the blades speed up, and then when you slow it down, you know, these blades slow down and the skirt will actually kind of pulse as you're twitching it. The skirt pulses. A lot of times if a fish is following it, and they'll follow it a lot, when you do those little rod twitches like that, it'll make them commit. Just some kind of a change in direction causes a reaction strike. So just be mindful of that. Little short twitches every once in a while. I mean, slow roll it too, but every once in a while give it a little pop, especially if you get close to something. Give it a little pop and maybe let it fall if you're fishing like a lay down or a stump or something. A little twitch, and then just let it kind of fall a little bit and then pick it back up. Grass clumps, and you get in grass clumps. A lot of times I'll just keep reeling until I think it's about to bust out, and then I'll just give it a little pop and then kind of stall it out. That seems to get you some extra bites. 15-pound test, I think. is key too. It just allows this bait to do what it needs to do. This is just a 3/8 ounce spinnerbait, and that's what I throw a lot. You know, I throw a 3/8 ounce spinnerbait quite a bit when I'm fishing, you know, 0 to 8 foot. This thing, you can still fish this thing down to 8 foot. Just got to slow roll it, and that stuff works, man. Those little tips, especially that little English, it's the deal. There he is. Oh God, that's stupid. There he is. Good fish. Oh, back got me in the freaking trunk. Sucker. Come here. Alright. There we go. That's another one. Another one, man. This is fun. Man, you gotta take advantage of these days when you get them. It may be another month before we get these kind of conditions where you can throw the spinnerbait. I mean, you can throw a spinnerbait when you got wind and overcast conditions. Unless you got dirty water. This, like, you know, the water visibility is like, I don't know, like 5 foot of visibility. So spinnerbait's not gonna play most of the time. Now you can slow roll them out deep. I don't have to get the pliers for that guy, but another decent fish. There he is. Decent fish. There we go. That's how you want them to eat it, man. I was kind of wondering if that skirt was long enough to get bites, but obviously it is. Oh! Sucker came right off that piece of wood. That was cool. Strong little sucker. Come in here. Gotcha. Gotcha, little buddy. All right. That piece of wood right there. And one to the right. That's where he came up with. There he is. Little guy, little feller. Little feller. It's changed colors. They just chewed up the other bait. I thought that was a fish. And a jig fish. Ate it too. Ate that jig, man. He ate that jig. Just had to mix it up. Had to mix it up. Got to roll with the punches. Roll with the changes. It's a good little jig. Carolina crawl. Little rage crawl. Kind of half a rage crawl in there. There he is. There he is. That fish smoked that jig. Good fish. Man, that fish ate that jig. All right, that's a wrap. Give me a thumbs up if you appreciate the content, and please don't forget to subscribe. Man, we had a lot of fun out here. Had a lot of fun. Had to close out the day with that little runt finesse jig by Cumberland Pro Lures, 3/8 ounce. Little rage crawl in there. The spinnerbait bite was awesome for quite a while, but it's a conditional thing, and the conditions changed. You know, the wind laid down. We're right in the middle of the lake, and this was like unfishable a while ago. Well, actually about 2 hours ago. So you know, you got to know when to change, and that's kind of what happened. The conditions changed, the spinnerbait bite went away, and you know, that's the way it is. It's conditional. So look for those conditions in the summertime. You get some front moving through, you get a windy day, a little bit of rain, pick up that spinnerbait, man. It is fun. It takes you back to that early spring. So that's all I got for you. Thanks for coming along. Appreciate the support. Until next time.